Hello. Happy Friday. I wanted to say hello to everyone and thank you for your support throughout my new podcast journey. Um, the Risen Woman podcast is moving right along, and I'm very happy. And I'm also feeling very blessed that God has given me the opportunity to be a vessel to someone that may be going through a rough time. I do understand that we are living in some rough days, and just know that times will get better. I wanted to tell you about my guest that will be on Monday. His name is Tyrone Lyles. He's a local artist, and we will be talking about what happened to R&B. Not only will we be discussing that, we will also be discussing um, how some R&B songs are perfect for what we're going through in today's time, and how some songs in the past are so prevalent to today's time as well. Um, let's see. I'm also going to be discussing somewhat of what happened uh, this week, because I know that it's been a very, very heavy time for any human, anybody that has any humanity in them. It has been a very hard time. But as African American, we are really seeing the effects, and it is a very, very heavy time, because not only are we dealing with the the racism, but we are still dealing with the coronavirus. And a large part of the virus is hitting the African American community and other communities, brown and tan. And so this is really a time that we should pull together as one and work with each other. Check on your neighbors, check on friends, check on family that you haven't talked to in quite some time. If you are involved in church, any churches or anything like that, put out information for people so that they know where they could go to get assistance or um, or help. Never feel like it's not okay to feel anxious in a time like this, because it is okay. It is okay. If you didn't feel anything, then you wouldn't be human. But if you feel like you need to talk to somebody because you're feeling really overwhelmed, and you just don't know what to do, there are so many causes out there that will help people. And I'm going to start putting different links in my on my post via YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm going to start adding the information in there for people, just so you know that it is help out there. And don't feel like you're alone. I know that you can feel that way. I've been there, and I know. And a lot of times I feel alone. I mean, just yesterday I felt like I was by myself. But then I made a phone call and I talked to my one of my sisters, and we talked for like 2 hours, and it made me feel better. There are things that I do to create a positive um, emotion for me. And one is I always pray. Two, I may read something inspirational. Um, I have prayer and family chat on Monday, every Mondays at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. What else do I do? Oh, I do sisterly happy hour on Thursdays. And I am now involved with my church, Lane Memorial CME, in Washington, D.C. So there are so many things that you can do to ease your mind. Don't watch too much TV like news, because it will overwhelm you. I know it overwhelmed me. Like earlier this week, I couldn't even maintain myself. And then I did watch the homegoing services for George Floyd. And I mean, it was unbelievable. It was a beautiful homegoing. And I'm sorry that it's just so much evilness in the world that he had to lose his life in that way. But God is number one, and he is always in control. And although that family lost a brother, a father, a husband, a friend, a cousin, whatever he was to them, the world gained wings through him. Because through him, it's making people more conscious of how they treat other races, whether it's African American, Chinese, Hispanic, whatever it is. This is bringing light to discrimination. It's not right to discriminate against anyone, but to just be just downright evil and nasty, and just you're going to go way beyond the cause to kill a person just because you don't like the color of their skin. That says a lot about the person. And that says a lot about what we're dealing with today, because racism never left. It never left. Me being 50 plus, I was brought up on Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. We had Emmett Till, the awful pictures of Emmett Till, what they did to that young man because they thought he was winking at a white woman. And what I'm going to say is it's not that serious, okay? And even if he was, which I don't believe he was, it's just that some people will find something on a person to make their life miserable. And so they did that to that young man, and that picture never left my eyesight because I remembered that. I remember my parents talking about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers. I mean, just we can go on and on and on. Like it did my soul so much joy to see Congressman Lewis out there on the Black Lives Matter. He was such, or is, I mean, because he's still here, but he was such a good image. You saw him as a young boy to where he is now. He fought for our race. And if it's not a time, any time like today, this is the time for us to pull together and recognize all the sacrifices that have been made for us as Black Americans to push forward. Although we're not all the way at the top, we're still struggling, but we are a long way from where we were in 1960. And so I just really wanted to say that because I have really been heavy. I've been so, so heavy about this. And it just, me speaking on this, I'm just happy to know that we are a race that people love to hate. But we are going to make it, and we are going to keep striving and thriving and winning. As one of my guests, Dr. Champion, said to me on Monday, And that's something that we're going to keep saying to ourselves. We're going to thrive, we're going to strive, and we're going to win. And that's all we're going to have to tell ourselves. When you wake up and you feel heavy and you feel like, you just don't know where you're going to go, just repeat something positive, and just keep it in your mind, because if you are repetitious with positive thoughts, then positive actions will come out. And what we want is positive energies to come out of our bodies and our soul. So that's why I say, don't watch so much negative TV to all you feel is just that cloud over your head. You want to feel like there is a God, there is a higher spirit, whoever it is that you serve, and that we are going to make it. We are going to make it. So hopefully on Monday, you all will be able to join the podcast. And I'm thinking about opening it up for people. And if you are interested, please email me at I am the risen woman at gmail.com. And again, it is I am the risen woman at gmail.com. And that is lowercase IAM THERISENWOMAN at gmail.com. If you are interested and you want to be a part of the podcast, email me, and I may open it up for Q&A. And so I just wanted to just say to everybody, stay blessed, be careful, don't live in fear, but be vigilant. Stay prayerful, stay positive, eat healthy, think healthy. It's okay if you feel down. If you feel so down, pick up the phone. If you're not the person that's dealing with, that have problems with mental illness, and somebody's name comes to your head, that means that God is sending you the signal to pick up the phone and check on that person. So with all that said, let's keep loving each other. Let's keep being appreciative of one another, and use this time to get close with family, love yourself. Because let me tell you, if you can't sit in the house by yourself without feeling crazy, then there's something wrong with you. You should be able to sit in the house and enjoy yourself, because that means that you love yourself. I understand. I miss being around people. I am the social person. I have been in this house since they let me come home 2 months ago or 3 months ago. And I go the bare minimum. And I mean, it's the bare minimum. So with that said, I want you guys to stay healthy, stay focused, stay prayerful, stay positive. Just be happy, be happy, because what we do know is that if you're watching this live, that means God loves you, because you are 10 toes down and you're looking at me. Stay conscious, everybody. And my website and other things will be dropping soon. So once that does happen, I will be pinning it into all my handles, so that you all can have access to everything, to see what's going on, my schedule, who's going to be on next week, the week after, any forums that I may have, just array of things. Before I stop this live, I want to also say that I am looking for a couple of panels. So one panel I'm looking for is a group of people, and I want it to be not only just female. I want this to be male and female. I'm looking for a group of people because I would love to start a nonprofit for people that become homeless for whatever reason and be able to provide resources to them, give them vouchers for a hotel room or vouchers for food. But my goal is to do it for both. And I need a panel of people to come together so that we can figure out how this would happen. So that's one group of people. And if you can be on both groups, it's fine. The second group is I'm also looking for some positive, motivated Black men that we can have a forum to talk about what we can do for today's society with the young men and young women. So I guess I kind of should open it up for both men and women. So I may do it like that. I'm not sure yet, but it may be both women and men, but it might be men on one day and the women on the other day. But what I really want to do is focus on the lost young adults in the area and what we can do to help them. And I know quite a few people that I've grown up with. They are very active in the community. So if you see this, please reach out to me on my email address that I just gave out. So those are the things that I'm looking for. And so if you know of anyone, if you are interested in being on either one of the panels, please email me so that we can talk. And once when you email me, you tell me what panel you are interested in being on and your contact information so that I know how to get back with you. And I guess the last part I guess I need to say is I've had 2 guests on so far since I started my podcast. And the first podcast was with Josette Rubin Wagner, known as Jazzy. She's a first time author of a book, A Lie I Told to Please My Mother. And it's a very good book, and the book is supposed to come out this month. I am waiting on the information so that I can post all of her how to purchase the book, number one, and any other her other websites of all the other things that she's doing, because she is also she teaches phlebotomy courses. You do not have to be a resident of Texas. You can be a resident of anywhere in the United States. Her goal is to train people virtually, and she will do all the training virtually and find someone in the area close to you that can give you the one-on-one hands-on. So that's another thing that she's putting out. And then lastly, she has a direct sales business with the, I think it's called the Coco Gourmet, and that's called Jazzy Coco. I'm sorry, I will put it on my Facebook channel. I will put it on here and all my other things so that you'll have the information, because I don't have it in front of me, and I'm so ill prepared, and I apologize for that. But she is coming out with that. And so just be on the lookout. So once I get all the information, I will definitely put it on my site. Lastly, I did another interview with Dr. Brian Champion, and he is the founder, CEO of Team Champion, and he does a lot of coaching for business people. He does team coaching. He's an organizational development and executive coaching agency. He focuses on accountability, collaboration, and transformation. He will be doing a brown bag lunch on Wednesday, and I believe the time is from 12 to 1, if I'm not mistaken. And I will also confirm that information as well. And I will put it on my pages. He has a list of information that he has put out already, and I did post it to some of my pages, but I'm organizing my pages so that everything can be consistent. So when I do launch everything live, I will give you all my website, and with my website you will see all my other handles, and everything will be on everything, so you can find out information or find something that might be positive that works for you or someone else. And I want to see, let me see, and I think that's it. I'm not sure. Let me make sure. Yeah, I believe that's it for now. And again, on Monday, I am going to have Tyrone Lyles Sr. on. And like I said, we will be talking about what happened to R&B and how songs from the past are so prevalent to what's happening now. And again, just so you'll know, it's okay to feel anxiety. It's okay to feel heavy or nervous. We are living in some very unprecedented times, and it is hard out here. But again, we just have to stay positive. We must stay positive, people, and we must learn to build each other up and not tear each other down. Okay, that's it. Stop tearing each other down, but building each other up. And if we continue to do this, then our next generation, our legacies to go, they will learn to do that. It will make our race a better race. It will make us a better person, because we do tear each other down, and we have to stop doing that. We have to stop doing that. Okay? Support each other and love each other. So you all have a blessed evening. Enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend. I'm sure that I'm going to be back on here. If not tomorrow, I know I'm going to be back on here on Sunday to remind you again to listen to the podcast on Monday at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, my special guest is Tyrone Lyles Sr., and he will be on, and we'll talk about what happened to R&B and how some music in the past is prevalent to what's going on today. You all have to stay safe, stay happy, stay vigilant. Again, love each other, love yourself, number one, because if you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. So again, the risen woman, I'm here, I'm rising, and I want everybody else to rise as well. I love you. Peace. Be safe.